Hello, beautiful soul. I am Jess from the Nimbi. Today I was guided to offer a tarot reading for the collective. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I was guided to do. We'll see what comes out. I'm going to grab one of these lantern oracles to set an overall energy for this reading. Yeah, so this is going to be a timeless message intended to find you when you need to hear something within it most. General reading, so take what resonates with you. Tarot can represent you, or the energies in tarot can represent you, people, situations around you. You'll know how this fits into your story. Trust your intuition. Okay, guys, let's see what comes out. Universe, angels, spirits, ancestors, guides, please give me the message that this viewer needs to hear most at this time on their journey. Message for the viewer. Holy smokes, that was a lot. Okay, not taking that. That was like half the deck. These are still super sticky. I don't know what it is about the matte cards. They are so sticky when you first get them. Okay. Message for the viewer. All right, that's a whole bunch. I'm only going to take the first one that I'm looking at. I'm going to put the rest of those back. Okay. Distorted perceptions. Reality is rarely what we are raised to believe it is. Oh my God, I love that picture. Okay, and it's number 7. Just sit with that for a second. All right, guys. Distorted perceptions. That's funny because the daily oracle message that I just did kind of touched a little bit on that. All right, let's go ahead and go with the Tarot of Dreams. Why not? Since we're talking about distorted perceptions. Okay. Let's see what comes out. I really love that picture. Oh my God. The icy blue hair is so cool. Okay, let's see what comes out, guys. Here we go. Thank you. All right, 3 of Wands. Right there. Okay. What else do we got? Oh my God. Okay. 6 of Cups, 2 of Swords, 3 of Cups, Ace of Wands, King of Swords in reverse. Okay. Knight of Wands, 9 of Wands. Can you see all that? I think you can. Okay. Okay. And what do we got on the bottom? The 9 of Coins. There's such a gentleness in this card. I love this. Yeah, this is like I feel like this is really being like your authentic self, but also being gentle with yourself, being gentle with how you, I'm being guided to say, your past doesn't define you. Okay, so, you know, this is really like kind of separating yourself from your past, I feel like, especially with this 6 of Cups kind of in the middle of this spread. Like there's this like kind of like, look at how the little boy is looking at the man, and it's almost like there's just kind of this idolization almost, you know. He's like, wow, he's so amazing. Like if you could be that little person, the little version of you, the child version of yourself, and see like where you've gotten to, maybe not like how you've gotten there, you know, because often like children like love their, I'm just going to go with aunts and uncles. Like they just love their aunts and uncles because they're fun and playful and there's not the whole parenting aspect. You know, but they don't know all of the things that have happened to build that person, right? They just look at them with love and compassion, and like they have this really like gentleness to that love. It's so innocent. There's something about that coming through. I feel like you've really, it's almost like there's this not lack of acceptance of like how your situations or how your past has built who you are. It's like you don't want to like believe it. Okay, that's interesting. But I'm being told to tell you to celebrate who you are, to celebrate your pasts, even the tragedies, to be grateful for them because they have actually built you into who you are. You need to stop being defensive with how you maybe have reacted to things in the past, like you did the best you could at the time. Um, and I feel like now you're, yeah, this volcano, I love this. So this is the Ace of Wands, but it's like sometimes things are really destructive in order to create some beautiful new landscape, right? Like there has to be this component of destruction in order to create. And that's kind of what's coming through here. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what comes out. What clarifying deck do I want to use? Let's go with this one. Okay. All right, let's see. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that 9 of coins first. All right, 9 of coins. Tell me about the 9 of coins, please. Okay. Let's see. I'll put you in front of the dino. All right, we've got the 8 of Pentacles, Judgment, and the 2 of Swords again. Yeah, it's like, it's still coming through the same way. It's coming through in that you've put in a lot of work into things to build who you are, and it's like you kind of need to leave the past in the past. This is almost to me saying like, let's not resurrect things that don't work for you. You know, the angel is like flying overhead and he's calling those beings out of the grave, but it's really coming through right now as like some things need to stay in the grave. It's like you can see them, you can recognize them, but nobody's getting out. There's no movement. It's just kind of a recognition is really what's coming through. A recognition that there's been a lot of things in the past, but they're all behind you now. Like she's sitting on this seat and those rough waters are behind her. There's sun over the horizon. The sun is like, you know, gonna shine on her. And it's just like, look at her. She's beautiful. Even though there's all that like crazy chaotic water behind her, like she has this beauty, this like sereneness, this calmness, and she's just like standing there. Oh, I love how the swords are glowing. I never really realized that before. It's like she has this magic within her, but she needs to not be too afraid to move forward. That's kind of what's coming through. You need to realize the past is in the past. Like maybe this distorted perceptions is that, you know, she hears all of that like water behind her and it probably sounds really frightening, but if she were to put down a sword and just like take that mask off, she would realize it's all behind her. Like she's safe where she is. Okay. All right, cool. I feel like going to the 6 of Cups first, so let's talk about the 6 of Cups. Tell me about this, thank you. Hanged Man and the High Priestess. Right now, this Hanged Man is coming through as just a change in perspective. It's that, you know, maybe you were caught and tangled up in something, in the past, but it was in order to help you see something more clearly. Your higher self knows this. I think it's just becoming like coming to terms with that, not keeping your higher self a secret. Okay, yeah, like it's almost like looking at the shadow and like accepting the shadow. Let's talk about this Three of Wands. Thank you. It's a lot. Okay, fine. Princess of Cups, the Five of Swords, the King of Wands, and you can't see all of that. We'll set that there, maybe? Can you see all that? Kind of. Okay. All right. Princess of Cups, Five of Swords, King of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, I love how this fish is glowing. Like, I love the glowing sense here. And it's almost like this is all to me coming through as like something she's manifested and like created in there, like used her heart power. I don't know why it's coming through that way. She's like used her heart power and now that fish is like magically there. It's almost like the same feeling as this. Like he's sitting here and he's dreaming of this big ship to come in, right? And it's in the sky. It's like, it's not even like something that like is considered real, right? Distorted perception. Also why this Five of Swords is here. It's like there's this idea of like, no, things need to be done this way. This is the only way to do things. And I feel like you're kind of stepping back. You're evaluating like, well, you know, this is what's gone down in the past. Like maybe I don't want to do it that way anymore. Maybe I want to be this King of Wands energy and I want to step into this really courageous entity because I know that I can manifest the things that I want. I'm hungry. I want a fish. I don't know. I want this love offer. I want, you know, look what I can do. Like that fish can't even fit in that cup, but I'm going to do that. It's kind of like this idea of like doing the unbelievable. Okay. Tell me about this Two of Swords, please. The King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. This King of Pentacles looks cross-eyed. I've never noticed that before. Okay, so the King of Pentacles and the Nine of Wands. To clarify the Two of Swords, it's like you've been so focused on your pentacles that it's like on your financial stability, on the tangible aspects in your life, but really stability is coming through, but that like it's like dizzying. You're like so amped up on that mode of thinking, like you can't even think of anything else, is kind of how it's coming through. And like this Two of Swords is like, well, you do have an option. You're at a crossroads. Like, do you want to stay in this like mind-boggling, confusing, where you're seeing double energy, or do you want to step into, I love the way I ended up putting these down, it's to step into like your courageous, you know, the King of Wands energy, where you're like, look at this guy, he's like, yeah, like I'm here, I'm me, like I don't know, like they just have these totally different energies, where this guy is just like holding his pentacle, like that's really all he cares about, and he's cross-eyed, he can't even see straight. Okay, yeah, so it's kind of like choosing between those two energies. All right, let's talk about this Three of Cups, please. Thank you. The Seven of Wands and the Two of Wands. Yeah, so this guy, he's got all these ships out in port, right? He could pick any one of those. He could pick any one of those. It almost feels like it's the same guy here in this Seven of Wands. Like he knows what he wants, and he knows what he wants to go fight for, and he knows what's going to bring him the most happiness, and it's probably that one that hasn't quite come yet. Like he's he's still looking off into the horizon, like, oh, is there another one coming? Like, I don't know that I want any of those. I think when he'll realize when the one that he wants, that's meant for his soul, that's that connection to him, when it appears, and then he's going to celebrate that, he's going to protect that, he's going to move forward to that. Yeah, it's like I'm hearing taking the mask off, because you're not meant for the things that other people have told you are. Like, you need to figure out what it is that you want, what ship is right for you, and it might be the one that is coming from the sky, not the one that's coming through the ocean. Okay. Let's talk about this Knight of Wands, please. Thank you. The Six of Wands. Yeah, this is recognition that, okay, so I feel like in the past there was this really fiery energy to go and do things, to achieve things, to become this King of Pentacles, but it's been dizzying for you, and you're now recognizing that. It's like, this guy, he's coming back after a long battle. He looks really tired. People are like admiring him and recognizing him for the work that he's done, but you're kind of like realizing, well, I was doing the work that other people wanted me to do, and it wasn't necessarily fulfilling me. I'm tired. Even though you're getting that recognition, it's like not recognition that you really wanted, or that was like fulfilling to you. Okay, tell me about this Nine of Wands. Thank you. The Ace of Cups. I love how, like, this is a dove in the Ace of Cups, and this is a dove here in that Nine of Pentacles. Because like I said, there's this kind of, I don't know, I really associate the doves as like gentle. There's this gentleness coming through. It's like you want to be gentle with yourself, and you want to like follow something that makes your heart overflow with love and like radiate love. And you realize that things take time to bloom and blossom, and they don't always, like, I'm being drawn to these lotuses down here. So the lotuses grow out of like really muddy waters, but they're these beautiful flowers. Like, you wouldn't think that something so beautiful would come out of all of those muddy waters. And it's like, it's time to stop fighting for the things that people have told you to fight for. That's kind of what's coming through. It's like, follow your heart, be gentle with yourself, and honor yourself. Okay, tell me about this King of Swords, please. Thank you. The Alchemist. So that's the Magician. And it's on its side. So that's a sleeping energy. It's like you've been this King of Swords. The King of Swords is that very analytical, strategic king who, like, kind of like, what's that word? He's very calculating in how he gets things done. But I feel like, you know, yeah, there's this King of Swords energy and this Magician energy that's like sleeping. It's like that logical aspect, that calculated kind of cold energy hasn't really manifested the things that you want. Like, it's manifested things for you, but they're not really the things that you want. Interesting. So let's talk about this Ace of Wands, please. The Hierophant in reverse. I'm going to grab one more, but this really speaks about like stepping away from tradition, kind of being that rebel. And the Prince of Cups. Yeah, being the rebel, because there's a lot of like, there's a lot of swords energy in here and a lot of wands energy. It's like, you know, and a little bit of cups and the pentacles, right? But it's like something kind of needs to be shaken up. It needs to, like, there needs to be some transformation from like the old to the new. And I feel like you're kind of stepping into this space of like, I want to follow my heart. I want to do the things that maybe don't seem traditional. Like this Prince of Cups, he has wings, right? He's like an angel almost. It's like an angel is trying to bring you in this cup, this something that you love. And you know, it's kind of speaking against that like traditional rigorous belief system that you've maybe been used to. It's kind of shaking that up. It's kind of destroying it a little bit. This Six of Cups has been on the bottom over and over and over again. So this Six of Cups in particular speaks to me like, this is almost like, you know, there's this being back here watching these two kids up in the front here. And it's almost like there's kind of this like divine protection over this looking over your past. What are you going to let into your life and what are you going to keep in the past? And I think, you know, really like acknowledging the things that you want to move forward with, that you want to move toward, that you want to bring into your world, to really be clear and walk away from those distorted perceptions. I love the lotuses on this one too, right? There's more lotuses. All right, guys, let's see. Let's grab some advice here. I'm being drawn to the Voyager deck. All right. Advice regarding this spread, please. All right. Advice regarding this spread. Holy smokes, that's a lot. Advice regarding this spread. Thank you. The Chariot. So this Chariot, I love this. Again, we've got the number 7, and that's how we started with the number 7. So the Chariot talks about movement, right? But it also talks about balance and equilibrium and kind of like having a willingness to find that equilibrium, to maybe move away from something in order to find balance. Like usually it's depicted with a black and a white horse and the charioteer using his mind powers to get these two to pull his chariot, right? Without reins. And so there's kind of this like sense of like intuitively knowing your direction and going toward that and going toward it really, really fast. I'm also hearing landing, which is interesting. There's a sense of power happening in here. Maybe you're like landing into like what's that feeling? It's kind of like you're just being guided into a new, like onto a new runway. Or you're like, you know, I'm just seeing like a jet, like being in a cockpit and then the runway and it's all lit up and it's like pulling you in a certain way. And it's almost like that feeling coming through of just being like guided, you know, back to that Six of Cups, being guided by something else that you're not really even paying attention to. Yeah. Okay. Well, I will grab a fortune and then I'm going to leave it there. All right. Make lasting memories. That's awesome. Gotta love it. All right, beautiful soul. That's what I've got for you today. Please like, share, subscribe if you would like to get more timeless tarot readings or even the daily oracle messages. Yeah, that's what I got for you. Until next time, love and light. Bye.